Hello, YouTube. This is my first video that's actually public, and I thought I would talk about my knife collection, which is kind of a red flag for most people. I don't know why. But anyway, I have a lot of cool historical knives that I thought I'd show to people. And maybe in the future, if this, I don't know, is even remotely popular, I'll bring my buddy Parker over here because he's got some pretty cool, machetes and um, random shivs that he actually makes in welding class. He's a cool guy. I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyway, I guess my first really decorative knife came in today, and I bought it on eBay for about $30, free shipping. Kind of a cool. It looks pretty cool. Kind of a neat deal, but I really did get what I paid for. Um, I guess I'll just show it to you. It was marked under Knight's Dress Dagger, uh, and here it is. It it's big. It's very long. um, and despite it being cool looking, as a lot of people do know who actually collect knives, I don't know, as a major hobby, um, you do get what you pay for. And since I only paid $30 for this, it's not a real knife. It's a knife-like object, I suppose, as Skullagrim would say. I love his videos, by the way. I hope he watches this. Anyway, it was labeled under the Damascus steel category on YouTube. And if you don't know what Damascus steel is um, metal that's made out of dissimilar metals. Basically, if you took one type of, say, high carbon steel and then another type of low carbon steel, and say you had four high carbon, four low carbon strips, and you sort of linked them together, wrapped them in maybe a wire or TIG welded them on the edges or something, put it in a forge, let it heat up, basically forge weld them together, pound it out, and then you fold it, and then you pound it out more, fold it, heat it up, flux it, all that jazz. You get this um, really unique metal that's good for cutting general tools. There's actually Damascus steel. Gotta breathe. Damascus steel um, kitchen knife sets, and it's really cool because it's got a really distinctive wood grain pattern that you get from dipping in ferric chloride, which is a type of acid, and it just eats away this sort of the top shiny layer, and it's really cool. It looks like wood grain pattern. Well, I'll show you the blade on this. This is what Damascus steel does kind of look like. The pattern's obviously very widely, actually. Um, they vary extremely widely, but this one kind of looks like, well, kind of like sound waves almost. But anyway, I think I was going to mention that this actually isn't Damascus steel, which was a gigantic bummer. But the thing was $30, so I don't know if I was actually expecting Damascus steel or not. And I should have looked in. It was my stupid fault. I should have looked in the description. It said um, stainless steel with Damascus pattern, so it's not Damascus steel. And anyway, this it's back to the knife itself, I guess. Um, it looks really fucking cool, like super duper duper cool. It's got this really neat wrapped wire uh, hilt. It's got a metal handguard. The blade's obviously metal, but it's got this neat little pommel with supposedly little ivory thingy, and again, looks really cool. I guess being the weird, um, I don't know, purist that I am, I kind of wanted it to not be plastic, but the handle's definitely plastic. But again, still looks cool. This looks like it was made of cast metal, kind of finished weirdly. Again, it's a decoration. But if you're LARPing or you're cosplaying as like a knight or I don't know a Nazgul from Lord of the Rings or something. This is actually really cool. The scabbard, is it a scabbard if it's a dagger, or is that only for swords? Whatever, scabbard. Um, solid plastic, but it's actually solid plastic. It's not flimsy. It's probably not going to bend or break anytime soon. Uh, this is metal. This is metal. Obviously, these are metal, and it fits in there really tightly. It's like it actually takes some effort to get this thing out, like, which is nice. It doesn't rattle around. Um, this is plastic, and it kind of spins, which is going to be hours of entertainment for me. I just know it. And again, wire wrapped, and it's cool. It's probably the prettiest knife that I own, and I don't own a ton of knives, but I do own a few, and I kind of know a bit about them. And this thing's big, by the way. It's as long as like it's as long as my forearm, almost completely. Sorry, this is difficult to see. I know. It's big. It's fucking gigantic, and I'm 18 years old and like 6 feet tall, or maybe it's 5'10". I don't know. It's big though, and it's cool. So there's that one. And I guess if you want one like this, I could post a link in the description. But you could always go on eBay, look up Knight's Dress Dagger, because that's what that's what the shop labels it under as. And again, free shipping, 30 bucks. If you're looking to go LARPing and you need a new dagger, this might be the thing for you because it's really cool. But again, this isn't a real weapon. This is a knife-like object. It's cool. It's decorative. Um, whether on your belt or on a wall, it's cool. Anyway, I guess I should probably show you a bit more. Um, yeah, why not? It's pretty cool. So I do have a thing for military weapons, whether that be rifles or pistols or knives. But knives are usually the easiest to get because rifles need permits and cost lots of money. But I got this. This is a replica, or no, more like a reproduction, um, American bayonet. This goes on the M1 Garand. The M1 Garand? Is that? Sorry, I'm kind of blanking. But anyway, this goes on American rifles, or one American rifle. It's really cool. It's got this. It's got all the bells and whistles when it comes to this. When it comes to the actual thing. See, this is where the barrel would go. This notch, you can see it depressing as I press this one button, clicks onto the thing so it's secure. And it's got this neat, hard plastic scabbard. Scabbard. And it hooks to whatever webbing belt that you're wearing using this thing, which is a bit confusing at first. And here's the blade. Now, big difference between this one and the one I just showed you. This blade, I think, is made of tool steel. I'm not a metallurgist, I don't fucking know. But it's really cool. It's solid as dicks. I'm not even kidding. Don't don't quote me on that. Anyway, it's solid as fuck. Um, you can see the ridge, or the spine. I suppose that would be the correct term. It's quarter of an inch thick, maybe a third of an inch. I don't know, but it's solid. This doesn't have an edge to it. It's got more of a false edge, and I think that's more there if you actually wanted to grind it. You could, and you could get an edge pretty easily. Pointy as fuck. Um, it's got kind of a drop point, so it's not exactly a full spear point, and it's slightly edged on the back. Again, mostly a false edge. It's got a fuller on each side, and I'm not a sword expert, not a knife expert, but I do get kind of mad when people call it a blood groove because they're like, oh yes, you stab it inside of someone, and then the I don't know, vacuum of the chest cavity usually keeps the blade in there, but with the fuller, you can pull it out easily. No, the fuller is there to remove material and make the blade lighter while keeping its size and strength intact, basically. I'm probably sounding like a huge dick right now. I don't know anything. Keep that in mind. Anyway, so this one's one of my favorites. It's huge. Cost me way too much money at an antique store. So I don't know where you can get these. Probably like Cold Steel or Windless Steel, or just look up one of those knife replica knife slash sword slash military replica websites, and you'll probably find this for cheaper. Anyway, it's really cool. One of my favorites. I usually hang these on my just really thick belts that I have because it's very post-apocalyptic y. And suppose I should show you my final favorite military replica knife. I guess this is mostly daggers today, although I don't know if my bayonet qualifies as a dagger. Why not? Sorry, there's just something on the end here that I need to take off first. It's the friendship bracelet I'm making my girlfriend. There we go. This is also one of my favorites. This is a reproduction or replica, I don't know which, Fairbairn-Sykes British Commando knife. World War II. This thing's pretty fucking famous, actually. Let me show you. Now, I disgraced this blade, let me tell you, because I actually attempted to sharpen it with a kitchen knife sharpener. Don't ever fucking do that, because it's dumb. I'm not good at knife sharpening. I can't afford one of those. I can't afford any professional sharpening, except maybe at, like, Ace Hardware or something, but that doesn't fucking matter. This does have a slight edge to it. When I got it, it didn't have an edge at all. It was really pointy, though. It's still really pointy. And I ground off a lot of the paint that was on here. But enough about what I did with it. This thing's really cool. This was designed by a World War I / World War II British general, based on, I think, a Chinese dagger, and it was basically designed in every aspect to be able to kill quickly, kill silently, and stand up to a lot of torture. Basically, always had a needle point to it. Again, super duper pointy. It does super pointy, super thin, but very robust. Doesn't bend or anything like that. Probably, if you stabbed at something pretty hard, it would probably, I don't know, like break instead of bend, because it seems like a pretty low carbon blade. But again, holds a fucking good edge. Weighty handle, all steel, by the way. I think it was peened. That's how the hilt was going on. It was peened at the bottom with a wedge, and I don't. And this isn't some high-end replica, I don't think. I think this is as close as they could come to it without it actually being one. Well, no, wait, that totally contradicted itself. Never mind. Anyway, this is really cool. This was, I guess you could look up any manner of videos on YouTube about this thing, because it's really famous, and it's also one of my favorites. As I cough up a lung, yeah, that's, again, one of my favorites. Really cool. This one's a lot smaller than, say, this one. See? Size comparison. This one's actually shorter than the hilt, than the scabbard for this, which is funny to me. So, yeah, that's my knife collection. Well, part of my knife collection. I actually have a machete over there that I'm not going to show you yet. So, I suppose I should ask you guys to like and subscribe, but I don't really have a full channel up yet. So, I suppose you can like this video, maybe send me a message about something else you'd like to see, and I will see what comes up of it. So thank you very much for listening to me ramble on for 13 minutes about knives, and have a great day. Bye.